Hi, I'm Murray Cowell. I'm a grizzled veteran of the freelance training world. Over the last 20 years, I've been studying how freelance trainers work. And I've noticed that most freelance trainers earn much less than they really could potentially be earning. And they also have to work much harder than they really need to in order to get the work that they do. And I've distilled this down to 7 mistakes that most freelance trainers make, costing them thousands in lost income. And I've written an ebook on how to avoid them. You can find the link below if you want to read the whole of that book. And we're on mistake number 7 in this video, which is not having a system to develop leads, to generate leads and to bring in new work. And for most trainers, the way that they get most of their work is through word of mouth referrals. You know, somebody will move to a new company who's been on one of your courses and they remember how brilliant your training was, and so they bring you in to do the same in their new company. Or someone will ask them, do you know a great trainer who can do X, Y, Z, whatever it is that you do? And they refer you. And of course, these are the very best referrals that you can get because they're usually red hot leads. The people, you know, you're known, you're coming with a reference from somebody that they know and trust and like. And so the deal is already half sold by the time you even come in contact with the new client. So they're very easy to close that kind of business. But it's not all rosy, because what they'll also usually have discussed is what kind of terms you charge, you know, what your rates are, what you charge for and what you don't. And you probably don't charge for a lot of stuff that you could be charging for if you're like most other trainers. And so it's very difficult to adjust your rates upwards if you're coming with that kind of pre-knowledge about what your terms of business are likely to be. And also, because training is seasonal, there are peaks and troughs throughout the year, as I'm sure you know. This means that you're going to be getting most of your leads all at the same time when you're already very busy. And then it's very difficult to service those leads adequately. And then when you get into one of the troughs, the leads run out and suddenly you've got no work. And then it seems really hard to be getting any more business in. So this leads to the traditional feast and famine, boom and bust cash flow roller coaster that most freelance trainers experience throughout the year. And the root of this problem is not having a system for developing leads. And that's why it seems hard to get leads by any means other than word of mouth referrals. And so you probably post lots of stuff on LinkedIn and hope for the best, and maybe you get a bit of work through that. But the dramatic change comes from when you put a system in place that consistently generates you new leads. And actually, having any system at all is better than having no system. So the first step in systematizing your lead generation is to really think about, how do you generate your leads? How do you get new contacts? And then what do you do with those new contacts? So how do you nurture those new connections? How do you start answering the 5 must answer questions, which, if you don't know what those are, go and have a look at the article on my profile page, which explains the 5 must answer questions that every client is unconsciously asking. How can you begin to answer those questions to them in the way that you handle them after you've made that initial contact? And then how do you get into the one-to-one conversation with them? And write this down, document it, and then follow the same process every time, over and over again. And all the time looking for improvements. So trying to find a way to connect with more people, to nurture more people, to get into more one-to-one conversations with people, to improve your conversion rates from those conversations to new clients. And make sure it's documented, and make sure that you follow your own best practice time after time after time after time, because that's the way that you will start to systematize your lead generation, and finding those new clients will become easier and easier and easier over time. And if you want to shortcut all of that, and use some tried and trusted proven methods that I've been using with myself and my own clients to generate 6-figure incomes year after year after year, then join my client attraction program, because that's exactly what you will learn during that program. And you'll go from the kind of feast and famine cash flow roller coaster to having a steady stream of new clients coming in. And maybe this time next year, I can be featuring you as one of my case studies of someone who's doubled their income through following my system. I'm ready. Are you? Let's go. Let's do it.